Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the end of the beginning of your computer science journeys at Berkeley. It's been an honor this semester teaching all of you, and I'd like to end by sharing a little bit about my personal journey through computer science at this school. The start of spring 2019, I enrolled in CS61B, which would be my fourth computer science class here, data structures. And I'd struggled a little bit in my classes before then. However, this time, I knew things would be different. Because each time that I'd struggled in those classes, I took pieces of advice from other people, and I learned a bit about my own habits. So going into 61B, I narrowed down what I had to do to 3 things, which I call my 3 steps to CS success. Study daily, don't procrastinate, and take lots of practice exams. Now, I went into 61B with this mindset, and things were off to an amazing start. I was doing well in the projects, I was going to professors' office hours, I was getting the extra credits done, I was understanding the material, and I knew that this time around would be different, because I went in prepared, and I went in knowing what I had to do. And this feeling carried through to the first midterm. I walked in confident. I sat down confident. I took the midterm. I still felt confident. And then I distinctly remember exiting that room, calling my mother, and saying, "Mom, I aced that midterm. Computer science is for me." Fast forward a week, and the grades came out. I didn't ace that midterm. Maybe computer science isn't for me. It was at this point that I really began to question myself. Because sure, I'd struggled in my classes before, but this was the first time that I felt like I had done everything I could have done, and I still didn't have anything to show for it. And I began asking myself some very dangerous questions. Am I good enough? Will I ever be good enough? Should I even finish this class or take another class? Maybe the most telling question was, how would I ever become a computer scientist or a professor or a researcher or all these high-end things that I wanted to do if I couldn't even succeed in an introductory data structures course? And so I had a decision to make. Stay or go. And it was around this time that I remembered a study I'd read once upon a time by Angela Duckworth, PhD in psychology. Duckworth studied children and teenagers, and she discovered that the #1 predictor of success has nothing to do with your grades, or your IQ, or maybe how well you did in a class on an exam. The #1 predictor of success is grit. But that begs the question, what is grit? Duckworth defines it as perseverance and passion. However, I think it's better explained through example. Grit is when all of your peers tell you, "No, you can't," and you say, "Yes, I can." Grit is when your professor says, "Maybe you should look into a different field," and you say, "No, thank you, but I'm sticking around." Grit, most importantly, is when it's just you looking in the mirror, and your reflection looks back at you and says, "You are not good enough." And you look back and say, "Maybe not, but you can sure as hell bet that I'm going to get there someday." And so with this in mind, I decided to stay. Now, I wish I could tell you that, yes, I made this great decision. I was going to stay, and after that, everything was easy. After that, I felt great. I didn't question myself again. I was always certain. I was acing my midterms. I was getting internships, and everything was just sunshine and roses. I want to tell you that because I believe in each and every one of you, and I want you to go out of here motivated. But I can't say that, because I'd be lying to you, and worse, I'd be lying to myself. The truth is, I still question myself all the time, and I wonder if I'm good enough to get an internship. Sometimes I wonder if I'm qualified to be standing here talking to all of you, to have taught you this semester when I still have so much I need to learn about computer science. However, there is one thing I can't tell you, and that is every time I wanted to leave, every time I wanted to just go and say, you know what, forget all this, I'm not good enough. But I didn't. I was only thankful later on. Because yes, it hurt when I didn't do well on a midterm, or when I got an internship rejection letter, or when I just felt like everything was falling apart. It was painful every time. But it never could have hurt as much as having left, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't feel good enough. I'd like to end on a quote by Bob Marley, slightly edited, because I think he puts it better than I ever could. If it's amazing, it won't be easy. And if it's easy, it won't be amazing. If it's worth it, you won't give up, and if you give up, you're not worth it. The truth is, everything in life is going to hurt you. You just have to find the things worth suffering. So, smile, suck it up, and go find ease in your pain. Thank you.